Hello, in class we are learning about different ways to engage with the books in the textbook that you're reading in class, and for much of this semester so far you've been doing alpha boxes based on articles you've been reading in class and based on your textbook chapters. So we're going to now teach you a new way of engaging with the reading assignments in this course, and we are going to start doing double entry journals for homework when we have reading assignments in the class. So all of the information about double entry journals, all the materials I'm going to show you in this recording, you can find by going under assignments, going to homework, our very first folder, and then going to this folder called double entry journal, and everything that I'm showing you here is in this folder. So that's one to know about. Alright, so here are the instructions for creating a double entry journal. So first you're going to read the text. And as you're reading the text, I want you to be actively thinking about particular passages or quotes from the text that seem really interesting to you, or that get you thinking, or maybe there's a passage in the text that you find confusing. So what I would like you to do is when you come across those passages that are thought-provoking or interesting or confusing, what I'd like you to do is to use a template, and this is provided to you in the Blackboard folder, to record that passage in your template, in your double entry journal template. So the passages in your template get recorded in the left-hand column of the double entry journal. Here's a model that I created. Again, you can find this in Blackboard. So this particular passage from chapter 10 of the textbook really got me thinking. This passage talks about how some people feel like poetry or teaching poetry in the elementary classroom is a frill. So that passage really stood out to me. It got me thinking. So I recorded that passage in the left-hand column of my double entry journal. Notice how I put quotation marks around it, and I indicated the page number, because when you're quoting from a source word for word, like you're doing, in this class for this double entry journal assignment, you do need to include quotation marks. You also need to cite where you found it, include the page number. So I ask that you do that. So once you have recorded a passage in your double entry journal in the left-hand column, what you do is in the right-hand column, which corresponds to the passage you wrote down in your left-hand column, you're going to write a reflection, and your reflection might include any insights you have, connections you have, to the passage, or any reactions you want to share about the passage. So in my example, for my model double entry journal, I wrote what I thought about this passage that I recorded here in the left-hand column. I wrote about how I agree with the textbook author that teaching poetry isn't a frill. Like, there are a lot of good reasons why we should teach poetry, so it's certainly not a frill. It should be an important part of our language arts curriculum. So I'm writing my reflection, just a little paragraph about how I agree with the author and the reasons why I agree with her. So with your double entry journal, I am looking for you, every time you are assigned to do a double entry journal, I'm looking for you to record a minimum of 4 passages and 4 reflections, just like the model that I have here. 4 passages, 4 reflections. So the passages don't have to be a particular length. Sometimes, a single sentence might stand out to you. Other times it might be a whole paragraph that stands out to you. But your reflections, I'm looking for you to say, to really kind of flesh out your idea. So I'm really looking for a paragraph for each reflection, at least 3 to 4 sentences of a reflection, just as a guideline. I really want to know what you think and why you think it. But otherwise, it's very open-ended. Like, you can have any sort of reflection that you want. You might disagree with everything that the textbook says. That's okay. That's up to you, but you need to explain your thinking. That's really what I'm looking for you to do with your double entry journals. So let's see, and as I mentioned before, all these materials are in that Blackboard folder. When you do your double entry journals, you can download this template provided in the folder and just type your work directly onto this. And if you want to do more than 4 passages, you're certainly welcome to add to this template, but I'm just looking for 4 passages and 4 reflections at a minimum. So hopefully you enjoy this new strategy that we are practicing, and if you have any questions about it, please feel free to let me know. Thank you.